On today's Saints Happy Hour podcast, me and Kevin are going to give you one thing the Saints are going to be better at, one thing they're going to be worse at, and mine is going to anger and shock a bunch of you. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Callaway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. If you're finding us on the YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to the audio-only version, go to saintshappyhour.com, become a patron, support the show. We have the most amazing thank you gift that we are going to give to everybody that is a current patron or a future patron. It is Jim Mora custom stickers. I'm telling you, Kevin, we've done some great things on this show. We did the Crew to Taysom. We did the Smoke Monday t-shirt. We did Saints football, legend football cards, where I would send people random Saints football cards like Stanley Jean-Baptiste you would get in the mail. We've done koozies. We've done all these fun things. The mug, none of them hold a candle to the Jim Mora stickers. They're freaking. I mean, it's freaking amazing. So become a patron. Well worth your money, we promise. All right. So Kevin, real training camp, practicing. It's around the corner. It's here. People will see this podcast and Saints will have started practicing. So me and you, I said, Kevin, I thought of this. I was listening to a podcast. I forget which one, but they were saying, a lot of times in the NFL, when we think of a team, like they'll make changes, right? And we'll think, oh, the Saints have changed their offense, so the offense is going to be better, and the things that are bad will get better, and the things that are good will stay the same. But that never happens in an NFL season, right? Some things that were good last year for the Saints will be bad or not as good this year. And other things that will be bad last year will be better, right? And you try to predict which ones. So that's what me and Kevin did. We picked one thing that we think the Saints are going to be better at and one thing the Saints are going to be worse at. Interesting things. We each did a little bit of research to figure it out. So we're going to start in the positive, Kevin. And I'm going to start with mine. And I've said this before, so it's not something new. But the Saints were running the ball last year. When Taysom Hill did not run the ball, they averaged 3.3 yards a carry. That was dead freaking last in the NFL, running the ball. So not only are the Saints going to be better running the ball than 3.3 when Taysom doesn't run the ball, I think the Saints are going to be vastly improved running the ball. But here's where I think I'm going to make people mad.
Wait,
I don't
saying three per attempt, or you're saying 3.3 per attempt?
That's right. 3.3 yards per rush when Taysom didn't run the ball. When Taysom did, overall the Saints were 3.6, which was still bad, still bottom five. But like 0.3 yards.
It worse than that.
What was it?
31st.
Yeah. So it was 31st, even with Taysom. But it was rock bottom without him. And
so I am looking at yards per attempt.
Yeah.
3.6 yards per attempt. That's 31st in the league.
That's right.
That's with Taysom.
That's with him. Without him, they were last. He added 0.3 yards, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is. When you consider he had 81 carries for 400 yards, I believe. It was a lot. But I'm going to tell you this: the Saints are going to be better. They're going to get up to like bang. They're going to be like average, like 16th, as the British would say. He's bang average. So they're going to get to like 16th, but it's not going to be with really an improvement by Kamara. The two things that are going to make the Saints running offense better, Kendra Miller is going to have a breakout year, I think.
Okay.
And Taysom is going to be the secret sauce. Taysom.
But he's not the secret. Like everybody knows that Taysom.
But he's going to have his best rushing year he's ever had in the Kubiak offense.
All right. Now we go to the numbers.
That's right.
Taysom Hill here, because now I want to see this.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill rushing. He has been over 400 yards rushing 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
2020, he ran for 457 off of 87 carries.
Mm-hmm.
In 2022, had 96 carries for 575 yards. Last season, 81 carries for 401 yards.
He's going to have. He's not going to have that many more carries. He's only going to have 90 carries.
Yeah.
But he's going to have 600 yards.
Wait a minute.
That's right.
Wait a minute.
That's right.
Hang on.
I said
600
it.
divided by 90. You're telling me he's going to average 6.667 yards
what I'm telling
per
you.
carry.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Like Taysom.
He's only ever averaged 6 yards per carry once in his career.
He's doing it again.
But you're telling me he's going up.
That's right. I'm telling you.
6.6.
I'm telling you. Taysom Hill is going to drag the Saints running game to mediocrity all by his damn self. That's my improvement. Thomas, put it on the graphic, put on the thumbnail. People cannot get enough of Taysom Hill news and analysis. We know what they want. Check the timestamp. That's what I said.
Hey, Tomas, check the timestamp on this.
Telling you. So Kevin, what do you
You're
predict?
insane.
Listen, people tell me I have toxic positivity.
Yeah.
First week of camp, I'm pouring it all out. All right? That's what I'm doing. So your thing that you think the Saints will improve on.
Okay. So I was initially thinking something to do with the running game, but then I saw you with the
I beat you to it.
Thing, and look, I didn't know you were going into that. You just said, "Oh, I'm going to do something on the running game." So I was like, "All right, well, let me poke around and see what I can find." There's a number of things. There's a number. They could be improving 4th down conversion percentage.
Yeah, that's right.
They could be improving
third down
drives ending in a
that's right. There. Oh, I forgot about that. That is a good one.
They were ranked 30th. And then I thought, you know what? That's a little too easy, because when you're ranked 30th, it's a lot. It's sure as hell easy to say, I'm going to bet the over. I'm going to bet that that's going to improve. Here's the thing that I believe is going to be the improvement.
Hit me.
And this we can throw on Gary's son. They are going to improve their red zone scoring percentage.
All right.
They were ranked 53.3% of the time that they went into the red zone, they got 6 points. That was 18th in the league.
Yeah.
I think that is going to improve a nice, comfortable amount. Now, what does that mean?
Borderline top 10?
Amount?
Now, what does that mean?
I think they can get from 53.3% to 60, somewhere at 59, 60, because the percentages, they count into the hundreds. So if you put them in the 59 to 60 range. That would put them anywhere from 8th to 10th.
Okay. That would be
anywhere from 8th to 10th in the league. So you jumping from 18th to 10th.
Mm-hmm.
And who was
massive.
in 10th? Since you're looking, who were in those spots? The Rams, the Eagles, the Bengals, and just outside of that were the Patriots.
Yeah. And listen, Kevin, they finished 18th, but remember, I want to say like the first half of the year they were dreadful. Like they were on pace to be like historically bad. So like they had to boogie up to get to 18, you know? Like they got to 18 and that was with a strong finish. Like it wasn't like they were kind of like average the whole year. They were dreadful and then pretty good, and it got them to just below average. So we'll see. I mean, that was one of the things with like Pete Carmichael. I feel, well, it's a combination thing. Derek Carr traditionally his whole career has just been not great in the red zone, and like I don't know if it's a scheme, it's him, whatever. But I think you can combine that with Pete Carmichael not being great calling plays in the red zone. It was a disaster for the Saints. They kind of figured it out later. But I'll tell you one thing. If they're going to improve in the red zone, Kevin, they're going to need a couple of things. They're going to need they're going to need a running game, and they're going to need tight ends. And right now, tight end is Foster Moreau and so that was what we said they're going to improve. So now we're going to do
Jesper Horsted.
Oh yeah, it's a fun name though to say. If he could make something of himself. So now we're going to talk about something that's going to decline. And I was looking at things, and one of the things that I looked at, one of the things I was going to say was going to improve was the pass rush, because their pass rush was bad. And as much as it's like I make fun of the Falcons pass rush on Twitter, their pass rush, they had more sacks than the Saints. The Saints only had 34. They were bottom 5 in sacks, which last year for the Saints to be bottom 5 in sacks, but 3rd in total takeaways on defense, that was a freak show and a unicorn. And I said last year, because remember, it's been like 2 or 3 years, maybe longer, where Kevin, they just didn't create turnovers. They just didn't get interceptions. It was a running joke, right? The no catching motherfuckers. Like it's been a joke forever with Saints. And I was like, last year, I was like, that's going to change. They're going to lead the league in turnovers. And they almost did it, and I was almost right, and I'd still be taking that victory lap if they had made it. But they were 3rd in takeaways. They created 29 total takeaways. They were plus 11 differential. They had 18 interceptions, and they got 11 fumbles. But Kevin, I just can't see that repeating itself. Even if their pass rush, even if they get a better pass rush and get up to like 40, 45 sacks, that they somehow created as many turnovers as they did with a pass rush that was a disaster, basically. You could say it's magic. Maybe if you want to give DA a little credit, that's cool too. But it ain't happening again. They ain't gonna be. If they could stay top half in turnovers created, I'll be pleasantly surprised. I think the regression to the mean, like it helped them last year, it is going to be a bitch this year, and they are going to drop significantly in the turnovers created. And that's a problem, Kevin, because their defense last year, you think it's better than it was because of all the turnovers. It was bang average in every way. Every way it was average in any statistic we want to talk about, except for takeaways. And if that goes back to average, you could have a problem. But that concerns me. I think the takeaways are going to drop.
So I'm going to take the coward's way out on this one. So, who was Juge's UDFA son this past year?
Headley?
Headley, yeah. The punter. And he had Granderson as his all-timer. That
is not.
And Shaheed.
Damn it. And here I was thinking I had the perfect transition. All right. this has nothing to do with Lou Head. I'm just an idiot. Let's just.
Okay. He's punting better, though, I hear. Looking good. Looking strong.
Good. The problem is going to be Blake Group.
Ooh.
The Saints having poor kickers.
Ooh, that's
trend of them having your guts ripped out by the kicker.
Oh,
that's going to continue. Blake Grupe last year was 25th in the league in field goals made, 81.1%.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be lower.
Oh my God, that's going to get people fired.
He's going to drop.
Please no.
He's going to drop a few percentage points, which would put him at risk of being in bottom 4. You're looking at.
Dude, that'll get his ass.
You're looking at 2 Rams kickers who were both in the bottom 4.
Dude.
Graham Gano and Chad Ryland.
That'll get his ass cut.
Correct.
But that's a great.
So I am saying that it is going to be a bad time for Blake Grupe. Now,
well, that's
some of those 3 of those misses were from 50 and above.
Yeah.
But he missed 2 of them from inside 30.
Yeah.
I think, and he was perfect under 4 from between 30 and 39. I think what's going to happen is he's going to miss 1 or 2 extra one. He's going to miss some from the under 30. He'll probably miss 3 under 30. He will not be perfect between 30 and 39. He'll probably miss 2 there.
Again, that'll get you cut.
And he'll have a good clip from 40 and above.
Mm-hmm.
But it's those short yardage ones, or it'll be high pressure ones that he is going to flub. And that's going to cost. And
that's going to cost. And listen,
average, I'm looking at the kickoff average. His kickoff average is 64 yards.
Well, the kickoff average is going to be the new people forget, and they'll realize it when the preseason. Like, kickoff is a brand new world, baby. The kickoff is completely new, and I don't even know. They might not even use him on a kickoff. They might use your tatted up man, Lou Hedley, because I think Lou Hedley he's got a better chance of making a tackle. And now with the new kickoff rule, like the kicker, like you'll be able to tackle, my man. Like you can't, because you can't be banging the touchback really. So that'll be interesting. But to your point about Grupe, is he was, as the kids like this to say, Kevin, he was shaky AF last year. And the thing was, he didn't really cost the Saints games. You remember the Green Bay miss, which was like 45 yards on grass, which that's like, you should make it, but it's, that's, I wouldn't say that was like a gimme, right? He had a big miss against the Texans from point blank, but they didn't have a lot of games late in games where they were trotting out Grupe and he needed to win the game or tie the game. Like the Saints games were weird. They just didn't fall that way, right? The Saints had a lot of blowouts on their end and they got blown out, or they had a lot of these games. They were close, but the Saints would be getting their head kicked in. So they weren't kicking a lot of field goals or whatever. But he's really shaky. I would say this. I think his job is on the line in training camp. And I'll tell you, Kevin, I don't know if you are correct and he's really shaky. I don't know how long he would last in the season. Like, I don't think he's going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he'll have much rope in that they're going to let him work. They let him work through his issues kind of last year because he didn't miss a lot of pressure kicks. But like if they go to Dallas and he misses from 35 to win the game, and then they go back the next week against Philly and he misses a 43-yarder in the dome to tie it with 3 minutes to go. Like, he's probably getting cut. So I just worry that your prediction, it may end up being correct in a sense that he struggles and he's not good.
Yeah.
But the stats may not match up just because he might not have enough rope to have a whole season where we can come back and compare it again and say, oh, he did get worse. So it's a great call. It's a deadly one though, because the Saints are in no position Kevin, to absorb a bad kicker in a sense of like they're not the 2017 to 2020 Saints where those teams were so good and so loaded. Like if their kicker stunk, they wouldn't have won 13 games, but they'd have still won 10. They'd still won 11. Like this Saints team, man, like it's on the razor's edge of like if everything goes right, they could win 9, they can win 10. Crappy kicker, bump you down to 7 real quick. Like so, this is
predicting they were going to win 11.
Did I think I might.
Well, because I could have swore you said 11 at some point.
I did last year. I might again.
No, I meant coming this year. I could have.
I might. It's the optimism is flowing in me. It's middle of July. I'm feeling good. I may go to 11. You know. No one ever gets. If you're positive, no one ever rips you for being positive. But if you pick them 5 and 12 and they go 12 and 5, they remember that shit. Like,
well, unless it's the Saints, because apparently everything that happens is broken down into: were you backing Derek Carr and Dennis Allen, or were you not?
No.
That's what it's going to come down to.
I just want to have.
If you say they go 11-6 and they go 11-6, it's in spite of that. If you say 11-6 and they go 7-10, it's ha ha ha, you were wrong. You hitched your wagon to DC and DA. You're an idiot. Blah blah blah. That's what it's going to be.
That's right.
That's what it'll be all year. So if the kicker sucks, and costs some games,
bad times.
It'll get thrown on those guys. Even if Derek Carr somehow puts them in positions to win, that'll happen.
There's
one extra thing I have to throw, and this
throw it in, and then we'll get out of here.
But
go ahead.
The guy went 20. He was 25-8, 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions last year. I stuck around on the Aaron Brooks train a whole season longer than I should have.
He could turn it around.
Maybe a season and a half longer than I should have, because I kept remembering the year he threw 24 touchdowns and only had 8 interceptions. I clung to that. So forgive me for clinging to a guy who threw 25 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions. That's it.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing with the Saints, and I think we'll be discussing this for a long time in the summer. The Saints have been, the last 2 years, so crushingly boring that Saints fans and national media have confused being boring with being terrible. And they're thinking the Saints are this terrible team when they're not terrible. They're just boring and average.
Yeah.
And I think it's sort of made our brains sort of Swiss cheese, but we'll see about it. But that kicker prediction, that cut, like you said at the beginning, it'll rip your guts out, because I would say to you, maybe one of the most painful ways to lose a football game is to watch your team drive down and have the little bunny chip shot field goal from like 32 yards or whatever. And you're like, all right, we lined this son of a bitch up. We're going to kick this chip shot field goal and we're going to win this game. And your kicker misses the kick. There's a million horrible ways to lose a football game, but that's just one of the worst, because there is this feeling of, we're kicking this point blank field goal. We got this in the bag. This is ours. And then you get your guts ripped out. So if your prediction of a bad Saints kicker comes to fruition, my liver may, in fact, be dead by Halloween, is what I'm saying. Kevin just nods his head.
Sky is blue, grass is green. All right.
That's right.
Ralph's liver going to take a pounding this year.
It's right. So, guys,
we need the anti-breaking news horn.
That's I don't know what that is. So, guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for supporting.
Oh, shut up. God damn it, Tomas.
So thanks for joining us. Thanks for supporting the show. Go to Saints Happy Hour, become a patron, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We love all you guys. Remember, you become a patron, you get the Jim Moore stickers. They're amazing. Thanks to Kevin. Thanks to Thomas for running the show back in Poland. I'm Ralph Malbrough. Until next time, the bar is closed.